A few years ago, I was 31 and at the point in life where I really wanted to start learning a martial art. I had played soccer growing up and all throughout my 20s, but was just feeling done with that. Like, I was ready for that chapter to be over and ready to turn the page. Ready for something new to define my 30s. And I wanted that to be some sort of practical combat sport. I was committed to learning how to defend myself. At the time, it came down to either starting Muay Thai or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And that was a super easy decision to make. Because I honestly did not think that I would enjoy grappling, like at all. Being stuck on the ground, trying to get someone off me, or out of a tight squeeze did not sound like a good time. It just sounded like a hard struggle, and as someone on the skinnier side, I didn't think I'd be very good at it. So I went with Muay Thai, and I've really enjoyed training in that for the past few years. And for most of that time, I hadn't been interested in learning how to grapple at all. Again, for all of those reasons. But a few months ago, I decided to give it a shot. I started going to my gym's grappling classes, and yeah, it confirmed a few things. It is indeed a hard struggle, and like I expected, I'm not very good at it. But to my surprise, I'm actually enjoying it more than I thought I would. I don't think I've completely fallen in love with it, but it's definitely something I'm planning to continue training in. And if you're watching this, maybe finding yourself in a similar position, thinking about starting but not knowing what it'll be like, here's what I've learned from starting submission grappling in my 30s. Now, to clarify first, I'm not training in like a focused Gracie Barra BJJ program. My gym combines elements of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, submission wrestling, and other grappling practices into a form called pankration, which from ancient Greek translates to all powers. Basically, it's mixed martial arts, but with a large focus on it going towards no-gi grappling techniques. I'm learning how to roll, but I'm also learning takedowns and throws. Also, there aren't beginner-only classes. I'm just getting thrown in with everyone who's there, no matter how long they've been training, and we all just learn the techniques of the day. Now, starting grappling as a physical activity in your 30s is kind of rough. If this was 20 or even 10 years ago, I would have been stoked. But like, I'm 34. I'm at the age where I can do all these things, but I'm also at the age where I make this noise every time I sit down on something that's slightly too close to the ground. Ugh. So when the warm-up consists of somersaulting and crab walking across the room, followed by repeatedly getting tossed over someone's shoulder and landing flat on my back, and then getting choked out, all new movements that my body isn't used to, yeah, it can be tough. In the moment and when I wake up the next day. But I think the biggest thing I learned right away is that grappling does not come intuitively to me. In fact, I feel like a lot of the movements are basically the opposite of what I would instinctually do. Like, I would say I'm a very considerate person, so usually I wouldn't intentionally put all my weight on someone. I wouldn't try to bend them in a way that they're not meant to bend. And I wouldn't get right up in their space or do something intentionally to make them uncomfortable. But it seems like that's what grappling is all about. You're trying to make them uncomfortable. So uncomfortable, in fact, that they submit and tap out. You want to put all your weight on them to force them to carry it. You're trying to bend them in a way that they're not supposed to bend. And you absolutely need to get as close as you can to them and lock them in tight for the technique to work properly. So I've kind of found that grappling is all about doing the opposite of what I would normally do, including moving body parts in opposite directions. And this is definitely going to take me some getting used to. I also find that as a beginner, I'm very hesitant as well, especially when I'm trying to lock in a submission. I don't know how far something can bend or how tight someone can be squeezed before it's too much. I don't want to go too fast and pull something too hard before they can tap. So I feel like I move very slowly on submissions. And I don't necessarily think this is a bad thing because safety first, right? But sometimes I feel like I'm going way too slow for what I'm doing to be effective. On that note, I also found that at first, I always wanted to partner with another beginner if possible, because then there was less pressure on me being bad. But I've also learned that this has a clear downside. If we both don't know what we're doing, then neither of us get it right, and we're kind of just flopping around until someone steps in to help us. It's actually been a much better learning experience when I've been paired up with someone who isn't a beginner. I can watch or feel how they're doing everything and try to follow along based on that. But it's been especially helpful for experiencing how the submission is supposed to feel, which doesn't always happen when I'm partnered with another beginner and we both don't know how to do it. And I mean, as a beginner, it's really easy to get lost sometimes. It's hard to know exactly where to put or how to position my arms, even if my coach is right in front of me giving me very clear directions. And I know I'll get better over time as I get more used to the movements and develop a better understanding of how everything's supposed to go. But for now, when I'm rolling, I'm pretty useless, especially on offense. I don't know how to initiate that many submissions, and I'm not going to try to be creative with it. I basically just feel like a grappling dummy for everyone else. And I feel like I might be here for a while, but that's fine. One other thing that I've learned, and didn't expect to find so interesting, is how much of a full body experience grappling is. Like, I never thought or realized how much your entire body comes into play when it comes to locking in a hold or escaping a submission. I find that I get overly concentrated on using my hands or arms to hold something, when it's equally or even more important to squeeze something else together using my legs, and then to finally apply pressure using my hips or maybe arching my back. Or I never would have thought that the way to escape something happening close to my head might be to bridge my hips and to move my feet. Overall, I've learned that grappling is a really complex and fascinating martial art, or collection of martial arts. It's been a really humbling experience, and I have definitely a deeper level of respect for the people who train in it. Now, do I like grappling more than Muay Thai? Definitely not. I still feel like it's a hard struggle that I don't always physically enjoy, especially being a beginner in a class full of experienced people. But as someone who wants to be able to defend himself, I absolutely see the value in it, and I'm really glad I started learning it. Even though the training is hard, it's also 100% worth it, even if I never have to use it. Anyway, if there's anything that you experienced while learning to grapple yourself, let me know in the comments. If you found this insightful, your thumbs up is very much appreciated. You may also enjoy this video, which is about how starting Muay Thai actually made me less confident. Consider subscribing for more videos like this. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.